and hoping to hear somebody say something you couldn't have predicted. Well, I can promise you can't predict this because I don't know what I'm going to say. No fucking idea what I'm going to say in 3 minutes from now. It's wide open. That's fun to me. It's an open forum. It's fun. That's fun shit. It's not easy. If you have a radio show, let me tell you a couple things about a radio show. First, it does help if you have at least a not annoying voice. The days of sounding like Don Arnish, and just to get a little chance on the fucking radio, these are over. You don't have to sound like me anymore just to get a fucking shot. And why I'm such a cockface just talking about it. Goddamn, you don't have to have that, but you do have to have some content, something. Let's say you don't have content. You can't think of what to say. Well, then you got to have a shitload of good sound effects that are original, different, media clips from different places, songs that you're, not repetitious. Like, if people can just tune into the radio to hear what you're playing, then they're not going to listen to you. So what do I want in a radio show? I want somebody who is moving fast, and essentially what I want is unpredictability. Where people get into problems with radio shows, this is something I see in fiction all the time, and I've written a few novels. That is to say that they want to copy what they've seen. Well, that worked for them, so I'm going to do it. Don't do what they've done. Because people like me will immediately tune out. We just don't want to hear what we've already heard. Give me something a little different. Give me something that's unusual in some way. Believe it or not, truth. Yeah, I'm rambling. That's what I do, Stabby. You've listened to the show before. This is not fucking revelation here. You're not going to come in here and get some sort of organized speech delivered on the topics of the day. Especially because I've exhausted the possibilities. Okay. So we don't have an idea for Guy Shea yet. We've got to get him excited again. We got to get him into his own abilities again. And I don't know what you can do about the hate. I think that's there to stay, Guy. I don't see any recovering from that. A lifetime of your experience and education has built up these views you have about people. And that's probably not going to change. It may get worse. It may get slightly better, but it's not going to change much from where it is right now. Maybe you'll have a God experience or something, and you'll find hope and salvation in some dude in a robe who looks like Jesus. He may be doing any number of things. Who says, "Gosh, you have to find the good in your fellow humans." And you may say, "Jesus, I think you're gay. However, I'm not a homophobe. So I'm not going to kick you in the balls right yet. However, being nice all the time is gay in a general sense of the term. I enjoy being a little crabby, a little sharp around the edges, a little carnassial if you want to get into big syllable words. I've got an edge, and I like to use it. I'm like a Chinese throwing star, Jesus. I throw myself at people, I get under their skin, and they have to take me out in order to mend the damage that's been done. So, Jesus, fuck you. And I say that with as much respect as I can to a deity. But I have to tell you, why did you pick me, Jesus, to come and tell me that I need to find the good in people? Because I've been looking at people for 50 years, and there's nothing good in them. This may be the typical conversation you would have with Guy and Jesus, but Jesus might surprise you with some shit. He might hit you with some magic. He might throw a fish at you that's got special powers and just slaps you in the forehead, and you're all, and now you believe. Now you're a believer. Now you believe in the fucking faggoty angel wings, the goddamn halo, jumping around on clouds, what cherubs, fat little kids. They look like they're up to no good. Some of them are shooting you with arrows. Some of them are farting. Look, I can fart while I'm flying. That's not where I want to go forever. Having said that, getting railed by Hitler, who's using a steel beam and a crane to butt-fuck me for eternity in hell, also doesn't sound good. I'll be honest with you, I'm not liking what either one of these two options is looking like in the afterlife venue. I'll take purgatory, because purgatory is where you are right now, my friends. This is it. This is the area where you don't know where you're going, and you have trouble remembering where you've been. Welcome to purgatory. Welcome to Truth on Tap. Here, the truth gets served without a side order of anything. Yeah, very bland, but comes right to you. It's the purest form. And I need to thank Barco, because there's lasagna right now in my refrigerator. Now, I could have said, fuck this show, and gone. I'll read my Bible. I've read the Bible cover to cover, Stabby, and I'm not impressed. I really am not impressed. If our God has such a jealousy problem that he punishes people for liking the wrong shit, he needs to get a life. Seriously, there's more to it than looking at, after these billions of people going, how come you're worshiping a false deity? That is not me. I'm the one you worship. Well, fuck that God. If that's God, I don't think it is. If there is a God, he's not like that. If he is, fuck that God. No, I don't serve that God. If you've got an ego problem, fuck you. You put me on this earth, you gave me questions, you gave me an inquisitive nature, and now you're going to punish me for it? Fuck the fuck off, God, if that's you. I got no respect for a God like that. Seriously, I mean that. Yeah, I'll put that shit in writing. However, if God is a forgiving, loving creature that man has just misinterpreted a little bit, put it into print wrong, I'm sorry, God. I certainly wouldn't say fuck you to you if you're running the show and you're all about love and forgiveness and peace. I appreciate that about you, God, if you really are there and that's what you believe, and I'll support your cause. However, you've created me in such a way as to be an inquisitive person who asks questions that does not accept blind faith. Now, if this is some kind of fucking school or test to say, you gotta believe something you can't prove, then you can make it to my kingdom, then give me the F. And please let me leave class early, because I've still got time to get a burger and get laid and smoke a joint before it's time to go to hell. So let me get out and do that if you don't mind. I don't even smoke pot, but why wouldn't I if it's my last day on earth? Speaking of last day on earth, I could die any day. I feel it. I had the heart attack a couple, 10 days ago. Tonight everything was weird. I was dizzy. Let's get back to the food. Barco, thank you for the beef jerky. And I'm assuming you didn't jerk off all over it or anything. I actually did eat it. Yeah, I know. Very risky thing to do when you don't know somebody. But he sent me, check this out. This is what Barco did for me, guys. I just want to take a moment. In fact, tonight's show, because it is my next show after my last one, was supposed to be a thank you show to not only Barco, but a couple of other friends that have just been really helpful to me over time. We're going to talk about that in a minute after I take a sip of my coffee. And you can enjoy the awkward silence. See what you can do with that in your head. God, now I forget to breathe. Do you do that, guys? I just calm the fuck down. I can't do it. I'm 42, coming up on 43. I can't calm the fuck down. I get excited about radio. That's what's good about this, man. It still gets me fired up. Pornos, they're boring now. Pornos used to get me fired up. Going out to the club, chance of actually getting laid back when I was single, used to fire me up. That wouldn't fire me up now, even if I wasn't engaged. Not at all. Just, it died quick in me, guys. When my testosterone took the dive, I guess, I don't know, maybe it's just psychological, but my fucking God, did it dive. And I'm thankful to be where I am right now, because you could put a very sexy woman right in front of me and have her shake the ass. Take your top 10 model from whatever Hollywood. Put her right in front of me, have her naked, shake the ass, and be like, okay. Yes, I could understand why a guy would be excited about this, but I'm bored with it at this point, because I guess really what it comes down to is I get the mating game. I understand the whole biology process and the deep down need we had to dominate the gene pool. And I understand why we appreciate healthy this and healthy that. But it used to be, remember when you would go out to a club drinking and you had a really fair chance of getting laid? And it was like almost a religious experience. Your mecca was Tafaka. And if I were in that same situation now, I'd be like, I'm going home. I don't have time for this. What are these weird games out here? Get the fuck out of here. No, I'm not buying you a drink. And I'm telling you, people, when you get to this point, yeah, there's a little sadness involved with it. You can imagine. But mostly, it's relief. It's relief. You regain control of your life. I mean, it is when you're not thinking about sex every 10 seconds. It is amazing how great that is. I mean, I have been so thankful for that. If God exists and came up and said, Kev, look, hey, I know you're 42. I can make you as, I don't know, give you the same vim and vigor you had when you were 20, and I'll do it right now. I'd say, don't you even fucking think about it. In fact, if you want to take a little bit more testosterone away from me, that's fine. If I sound like fucking Annie Oakley, that's also fine. I just don't want to be thinking about something that is stupid for long periods of time during any given day. And sex is stupid. I know the purpose it serves. Outside of that, it's fucking stupid. I'm not going to say that, you know, the special person in my life don't enjoy it. We have a certain way of looking at it that's healthy and also funny. But it's no longer as necessary as food. And it used to be more necessary than food to me. Again, thank you, Barco, for the food. Speaking of which, the jerky, which was from Michigan, I think. I don't know if I got that right. It's one of the northern, Minnesota maybe? Dearborn, Michigan. It sounds like a Michigan city. I think it's Michigan. And it says Hunter's jerky, I think is what it's called. And I looked at the ingredients and it said pork and salt. And I remember thinking, I see what they did. They made it sound like it was deer jerky, or maybe moose or caribou jerky, which is some good shit, by the way. But it's pig. And pigs don't really give you much of a challenge in the hunting arena. I mean, you can pretty much hit one drunk from a distance. They're not giving a lot of dodge and duck and weave. You know, they're snorting. Even if you're blind, you can find them because I found you, fucking pig. I'm killing you, and we're going to eat you now. But the sausage is good. Dearborn, yes, and it is good. Home of Ford and Asians, says Guy Shea. Let me read what you guys have been saying in the chat, because this is how I commune with you. And if I'm not seeing your side, sounds like a medical issue, K-Tap. You want another care package? No, sir. Barco, if you're thinking about sending me anything that affects testosterone, no, sir. Thank you for that. Did he say Negro or ego problem? I think some Negroes have ego problems. I think that Guy's argument about this... See, here's the problem. It's not all of them. If you just say that up front, it's not all of them, then all of a sudden you can give more of a line of merit to the base argument that you have. Because all we really have is what we've read, what we've watched, and what we've witnessed. Isn't that really it? Maybe what we've heard through a story or two. And that means that your exposure and experience level in any given area is extremely limited compared to what it would be like if you could see what was being seen with all the human eyes throughout the world on a daily basis. There are black people in Africa that are incredibly intelligent people, giving, loving, community people. There are black people in America that are super duper smart, giving, loving, community people. However, here we go. Here comes the controversy. There is a mentality among the majority of blacks today that, one, they're responsible for each other. Have you noticed that? Whites, you fuck up as a white, you know, it's not an attack on whites when that guy gets attacked. Whites will not go to defend Michael Moore. We're not. If blacks are attacking him verbally, we're not. That's on you, bitch. You said it. But blacks, if you reverse the situation that's a black, blacks will come to the defense. And I think it's a survival pack mentality because they have been the minority and because they are, in general, at least up until, say, 2000, they were treated like shit. Any minority in America was, comparatively speaking. So you got to give them some credit for that, for enduring that. But blacks also have to realize that most of us whites today, the younger, less than 60 years old, we did